G'day guys, Rob here and welcome back to Rob's Model Cars. Well, I've got another brand new model review for you guys today, and what I've got is the brand new GT Spirit KO Lamborghini Diablo. Now, I'm not sure what KO stands for. We all know it's knockout, but I guess maybe this is a knockout. Maybe KO stands for something else with this particular model. But when I saw this one, the Lamborghini Diablo was one of my favorite Lamborghini models, and this one is basically like a race car, but it is slammed on some turbofan style wheels. So we've reviewed GT Spirit models before. They just come in these plain black boxes now with 118 and a picture on the end of the box what model is inside. Now these models all come in a styrofoam shell to keep them safe during transport. They do come with a certificate of authenticity as well, which is hiding in the back of the box there. So you get a little certificate there that says it's been checked off. And this is the KO Lamborghini Diablo. So as you can see, it's white. It looks like a SV style race car. It's got a red interior and it is slammed. So what I'll do, I'll get this out of the box, we'll put it on the turntable, and as always, we'll take a closer look at this brand new GT Spirit KO Lamborghini Diablo. Okay, so here we have the brand new GT Spirit KO Lamborghini Diablo. Now, the first thing I noticed once I unscrewed this from the box is that the model does not sit level. So you can see there is actually quite a bit of rock. Now, that's not my turntable, that is actually the stance of the model. Now, this is not the first time that I've had this happen to a GT Spirit model where the wheels have been glued on at different levels and the model does not sit level. So immediately I'm going to deduct points from this model because that's just not acceptable in my mind. Even though GT Spirit models are considered reasonably a budget model at around 120 US dollars or 120 euro, you want the model to sit level, and this has got a good probably 4 or 5 millimeters rock in it. So really disappointed with that on this particular model. But overall, I'd have to say the paint finish is really very good. GT Spirit have definitely lifted their game with the paint finishes on their models, and this one is no exception. I can't see any flaws or defects in the paintwork, and it probably looks a very bright white on camera because of my LEDs here, but it is sort of an off-white color, but it still does look actually pretty good. Now let's start going through the details on this model. So it actually does have some open mesh in the front grille here. Nice Lamborghini emblem on the nose of the model. There's also a little metal red tow hook here, and the side vents are just painted black. There's no mesh in there at all. Obviously this is an SV or a SVR style front splitter. Obviously pop-up headlights, so there's no headlight detail. The two air vents here are just painted matte black in there. There's no mesh in there, but it does have metal mesh. It's not open, but it is gridded metal mesh here in these two hood vents there as well. Now this is a bit like the front fenders are a bit like a GTR Diablo, so they actually flare out wider here and run down the side here, which is unlike the standard Lamborghini Diablo. Mirrors are basically like your standard Diablo mirrors, and they use nice reflective material in behind, which is pretty cool, and it does have that black decor strip through the middle of the mirror as well. Now I have to say the window material that they use on this model is pretty clear. I've had some that are quite foggy and look distorted, but the windows are quite good on this one, and it does have the white window banner as well. Windscreen wiper is just in black plastic, but it does the job for this price point of this model. Now the lower sill extension here is just in black. You have your standard Diablo style side skirts, and they do have some mesh pieces in there, but they are solid mesh, but it doesn't detract too much from the actual model either. So that looks pretty good. And on this side you do have the fuel filler flap, the race style fuel filler here on this side. Now, of course, on the roof, this is definitely the SV style engine lid with the twin air scoops. These are just painted in black as well on the inside, and you do have the little vertical mesh piece in here. Now that is metal mesh, but it is solid mesh as well. But again, for this price point, it doesn't detract too much. Now you do have this jumbo style GT wing on here as well. Obviously body color on the blade. End plates are black, but you do have the little silver rivets where it attaches, and you've got some nice gloss black wing legs in here as well, which look quite good. The other little vents openings on the back here are just painted black as well, as you'll see when we get round to the back of the model, where the exhaust come out. This big opening here has no mesh in it at all. It's just painted in matte black and not the best. I think the model would have really benefited from some mesh in there either side of the exhaust outlets. Rear tail lights are actually clear on this model. So on the normal Diablo, the side is orange and the brake light on the inside. These are just clear on this particular model, and you do have this big rear valance that sticks out. Now there are some mesh pieces in underneath there where the radiators would be. That again is just solid closed mesh metal, but it doesn't detract too much from it. Exhaust tip detail is okay, and it is wearing the Japanese number plate as well. Now as far as underneath the model, there's not much to show really. It's just a flat bottom with a little bit of simulated engine and gearbox bottom of that, and you can see there, well, it's upside down, but this is limited to 999 pieces, and this is 597. Now I did actually get this one from Car Lover Diecast in China. I believe this is pre-sold out from him, but you may find some from other retailers around the world, or maybe on eBay as well. You can find yourself one. But as I said, pretty good details on the paint. The paint quality is pretty good. The details are pretty good. Just the disappointment really is this rocking model. Now we'll talk about that because it has these very unique turbofan style wheels in white, which look pretty good. It does have a nice center lock in there in a red anodized color with a little Lamborghini crest in there. And you've obviously got the polished outer lip on there. Now there is quite a bit of camber on the front, but not quite as much as the back, as you can see. Looking at the back, there's a ton of camber on here, and maybe them trying to slam this particular model has given them some production difficulties, and maybe that's why this model rocks. But it is what it is. Obviously you can't see any brake detail through these turbofan style wheels, but they are quite unique to this model, or to any model really that I have seen that's come out, and there is more dish on those rear wheels which look quite good, and of course they are treaded tyres as well. I believe this is a road car in Japan. It's not a track car, so it does have treaded tyres on it. So overall, apart from the rocking issue with the model, I think it looks pretty good. Especially slammed. It's definitely a tuner Lamborghini, and something that you would see regularly in Japan. They have no fear in extensively modifying their exotic cars over there. But I have to say, it's a very unique piece and it looks pretty good. Now obviously this is a sealed resin model, nothing open, so there's no engine detail, but you can see quite a lot of the interior, and it is in, say, like a dark red or a maroon color. As you can see, the dashboard is all in that one color. There's a couple of blackouts there just from the air conditioning vents, and the rest of the interior is pretty much all the same color as well, except for some black highlights. So the seats are all in that same color. They do have some black racing harness cloth seat belts hanging over the seats, which is quite nice. Steering wheel detail is okay for a 90s model supercar. It is a gated manual, if you can see in there. It does have a shifter there in black with a black gear knob, and there's a little bit of black detail in the switches in the center console, but pretty much most of the interior is in that dark red color. So again, GT Spirit models, they don't go to town on the details on the inside of the model. They do what is just acceptable, and I think this is acceptable for the price point. So overall, look, if I was going to give this one a Rob score, I have to give it a big deduction for the rocking issue on the model, but the unique subject matter that GT Spirit tends to do with their releases, I like the fact about that. Look, I'll probably give this a 7 or maybe a 6. Actually, I'm going to give it a 6.5 out of 10. The rocking issue really annoys me for a model car. If these came mounted on a leather base, you'd never know, but being that as soon as you unscrew this from the foam shell and put it on your shelf in your model display, this is going to be very obvious straight away. So yeah, I'm only going to give this one a 6.5 out of 10. Again, it's unique subject matter. If you have to have it, go and find yourself one and grab it. You won't be too disappointed with it. It's a pretty cool looking model, and for those of you that have some modding skills, you may be able to actually pull the floor off and remount the wheels to make it sit right. But overall, not too bad. So that's pretty much all there is to show you on this GT Spirit KO Lamborghini Diablo. If you're new to the channel, why not subscribe? Don't forget to smash that like button, and don't forget to follow me on social media as well. I'm on Instagram and Facebook, and I also have an eBay store. All the links are on the homepage of this YouTube channel, so go and check it out. I'm always selling models and getting new ones, so yeah, go and check that out. But that's pretty much going to wrap up today's review. I hope you enjoyed it, but until the next one, thanks for watching Rob's Model Cars.